Government projects Uganda's economy to grow at an average rate of approximately 6% in the financial year 2024-25. This rate would signify that the economy has recovered back to the pre-pandemic times.
So the outlook is really positive. Of course, what remains is how does this growth perhaps trickle down into the pockets of you and me as individuals. But what this growth means is that it creates opportunities for every individual to be productive through creation of employment for many people.
Despite seeming like a positive indicator on paper, the experts feel like the figures do not mirror a full recovery, but instead a change of economic dynamics reflected in the social ambience of Ugandans today.
Everyone is talking about corruption. People are talking about flying kicks, insecurity. Traders are striking. When you go to the educational sector, teachers are talking about increments.
As we approach the 72 trillion budget reading day for financial year 2023-24, Ugandans are increasingly demanding for accountability and top-notch service delivery to justify the taxes they pay.
For example, when you look into your pockets, what is there? And I know you and me make up the economy, so that really explains what is happening. You can see even when you come to the side of government, debt levels are high, over 90 trillion, okay? Over 90 trillion. You can see corruption levels are high. That probably explains that people do not have money and they are looking for ways of surviving. So fuel prices, when you go to the pumps, prices are really high, and that explains the ripple effect to the final consumer.
Cognizant of the fact that domestic revenue is just half of the total amount budgeted for, collected from only 3.5 million taxpayers.
I would say that what that really means is perhaps the number of people, the population is not as productive. That could be one of the issues. But the other area that could lead to this is where you have got a few people carrying the tax burden for many. And that means that there are people who are actually, we have a large informal sector in this country. And as we also noticed, about 68% of our population is actually employed in the agricultural sector. They are contributing to production, but not all of them are actually in the tax register. So there needs to be a strategy, a domestic resource mobilization strategy that government is put in place, has actually been enforced and enrolled by URA, and they are actively trying to get as many people onto the tax register.
Personally, I think government is trying to be real. And this comes from the previous year budget. When you look at the previous year's budget, it was around 52, but then the supplementary is over 7 trillion. So that already shows you that you're already in 60. Now, if moving to another financial, of course, you would expect an increment. Should it be 72 or not? It is still within range. So I don't know whether government is trying to be real, and that could speak to the fact that maybe they wouldn't be having any supplementary budgets in the next financial. That means that the budgeting process has been rigorous and they have included whatever government would have to spend on.
These insights suggest that the government should prioritize these areas in the coming financial year to ensure sustainable economic growth and development. Wadulo Makanold, UBC News in Kampala.